There you go. He's Stuart's guy because he wrote the letter. Anyway, you want to read your letter?
I'm trying to find the part that's...
Okay,
There was a huge monkey along the way too that we saw.
we had monkeys dropping stuff on us. So we kill it, tell the CO what it was. He says we fired at something. He has to tell the battalion commander. Okay?
Really?
We get on a ways. The battalion commander says, "I want to see this." We're gonna be, you know, get Article or whatever it is.
Article 15.
Article 15 for shooting, you know, because they don't believe us. So Stuart and Ron and I humped back the damn trail that we just, you know, what you never wanted to do. Okay, backtracked our trail, picked up this critter and brought it back so the battalion commander can come down in the Charlie Bird and see it. Yeah, risked our lives going back down the trail to.
We'd run out of a couple of animals.
Yeah, we saw some animals.
I said, the funniest of all is the big badger we shot after it charged me and the guy in front of me, so I must have been right behind her.
Okay, you were walking back up.
He gave it 5 rounds on semi and killed it. Then I broke off the letter at that point, and then I said, sorry I broke off, I had to go dig a hole. So it's like, I'm assuming foxhole.
Letter, we probably had to bury it or something.
Mark DeAngelis says something about, supposedly, maybe this was back in the rear, that his dad had a monkey at one point, perhaps, and then once there was it a wild boar that attacked us, and once there was like a lion or something, and there were snakes.
We thought Fields was standing there talking on, I think he was talking on the radio. The radio was just dropped off there, and all of a sudden Doc Lee.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, was he and I and another RTO named Bell were sitting on the ground in this little depression, and all of a sudden the lieutenant goes, "Don't move, Bell," and he was carrying a Car-15, so he says, "Doc, throw me your rifle," and Doc, you know, tosses it like this, and he catches it by the barrel, and he's bringing it down between Doc Lee and Bell, who's beside me. And I realized there was something on the ground between Bell and Doc Lee. I used to carry a knife strapped to the inside of my leg
Right, I
here.
remember that now.
And I had that knife out and stretched across Bell, and just about the time the rifle butt came down on top of the snake, I had cut its head off.
Oh my goodness.
And Lieutenant Fields identified it as a green mamba. However, after I had done some research and with the wonderful thing called the internet, the green mambas are in Africa, so chances of being there were pretty
we had
slim.
nasty snakes though. There was all
We
kinds
used to call them kaboom vipers.
It was a grass viper. Or
There was a
green
standard
butt.
viper. It was about like this and halfway fat and marked on the back, you know, with a pattern. And we saw, I must have seen, half a dozen of them like that.
Do y'all remember the fire ants that would hang and
Oh, yeah.
and drop down on you?
If you got one fire ant on you, you had 10,000 on you, and you've never seen somebody take off their clothes so fast in all your life. So, I mean, there was no modesty at all at that point.
You never know what actually happened, but Colonel Stoetzer told me that the A Company commander was either killed or wounded. I don't know which. Now, Fred, I've talked about it, and we're not sure about that, but
We think it may have been Mark's dad, maybe.
that
we
was the
think
first time
it
he
may have been Captain D'Angelo, who got wounded, and that's when he asked me to go out and take over A Company. I was supposed to go home that day. Yes! Colonel Stoetzer said, look, he said, if you'll wait, until 3 or 4 o'clock when I come back, I'll have my helicopter take you down to Thompson to come home. And then about 2 o'clock, he said, somebody's been wounded or killed. We think it was maybe your father. And so he asked me if I'd go back out there. And I told him, yeah, I would. And so that was when I first came to A Company. That was in June of 1969. And you guys were a lousy, sorry bunch when I got to y'all.
So you whipped us into the fighting.
I hate to say it, but y'all were. I was telling Fred just a few minutes ago. First day I was there, I mean the very first day. You'd been in a firefight the day before, and then I came out the next day, and we killed about 8 that day, but by me dropping off ambushes as we moved, they were following us. And we got about 8 that day. And then that night, y'all started putting up these damn hooches. And I was just, see, a bounty hunter, recon, we never did any crap like that. We never even carried ponchos. And I was appalled. And y'all all got mad at me when I told you couldn't do it. And so I said, all right, go ahead. Now you gotta remember, we'd been in contact that day. We killed about 8 that day, so I knew they were there. So I said, all right, go ahead.
Let me just stop for the ladies.